Samantha White had it all, or so people thought. She was young, beautiful, and the CEO of a booming real estate company in New York. But behind the designer suits and power meetings, she was a single mom struggling to balance late-night boardrooms with bedtime stories for her 6-year-old son, Noah. Her friends often told her she needed love, that her heart was too guarded. So, reluctantly, she agreed to a blind date. The only detail she was given? His name, Daniel. When she walked into the cozy cafe, Samantha froze. The man waiting for her wasn't in a tailored suit or polished shoes. He wore a simple shirt, sleeves rolled up, hands calloused from work. He stood awkwardly, almost shy, with a nervous smile. "I'm Daniel," he said, extending his hand. She hesitated. He wasn't what she expected. In fact, he was the opposite. Still, she sat down, reminding herself she had promised to give this a chance. As they ordered coffee, the truth spilled out. Daniel was a janitor at a local high school. He lived modestly, took care of his aging mother, and worked extra shifts just to keep up with bills. Samantha's heart sank. She was used to men flaunting wealth, driving luxury cars, boasting about connections. But Daniel spoke differently. He asked about Noah. He listened, really listened, when she talked about the struggles of being a mother and a leader. His laughter was genuine. His eyes kind. Yet, a voice in her head whispered, "He's a janitor. You're a CEO. This doesn't make sense." The date should have ended there. But then, an unexpected moment changed everything. As they left the cafe, a homeless man outside struggled to stand, his crutches slipping on the wet pavement. Without hesitation, Daniel rushed over, lifting him gently, steadying him with patience and respect. He took off his own jacket and draped it around the man's shoulders. Samantha stood there, stunned. In that small act of kindness, she saw more strength, more dignity, than she had ever seen in any boardroom. Her heart softened. Weeks passed, and they met again. This time, Samantha brought Noah. She watched as Daniel knelt down to the boy's level, showing him magic tricks with coins, listening to his stories about dinosaurs. Noah's laughter filled the room, something Samantha hadn't heard in a long time. One evening, as Daniel walked them home, Noah slipped his tiny hand into his. "Mom," he whispered later that night, "Mr. Daniel feels like family." Tears filled Samantha's eyes. That was the moment she realized, love wasn't about status or money. It was about kindness. About showing up. About a man who treated her son with tenderness and gave without expecting anything in return. Months later, at a small park picnic, Daniel surprised her with a simple promise ring. "I may not have riches," he said, voice trembling, "but I promise you honesty, loyalty, and love, for you and Noah." Samantha smiled, tears streaming down her cheeks. For the first time in years, she felt peace. She realized she didn't need another millionaire. She needed a man with a millionaire's heart. And in Daniel, the janitor who carried dignity in his every act of kindness, she had found her true love.